what do you think of entrepreneurship in South Africa?
We need more entrepreneurs in the country. My biggest frustration right now is how everybody, whether it's public sector or private sector, they're all saying we need to create jobs. I think that's BS.
Yeah.
Your mission statement should never should never be about creating jobs. It should be about creating businesses that are sustainable, that are meeting a demand or a need or righting a wrong.
Yeah.
And if we do that right, ultimately we will create jobs. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs didn't set out to create jobs, and look at what he did.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think corporates are looking more at, or people are using smaller companies more and more these days, I think.
Yeah, but I think the model is wrong. If and this is what I'm writing about in my next book, is that I think what should actually be happening, instead of everybody doing this enterprise development stuff, which they seem to think it's a panacea for all the ills, is take entrepreneurs, put them in corporates, give them autonomy to do what they need to do. Because we got a problem in the country is that the entrepreneurs we have, they don't have the operational or infrastructural wherewithal to make their business sustainable. Corporates have all that operational stuff already in there, whether it's finance, HR, and all of that sundry stuff, right? Entrepreneurs are passionate about the idea, but the back end stuff is where they struggle. So bring them in. Instead of saying, because that's the current model now, they say, oh, let's take enterprise development funds, put up an incubator there, and give them Wi-Fi and coffee, and something might come out. That's the wrong way of doing it. So bring them in. Take the best entrepreneurs and say, listen, here's a team of 12 people. You do whatever you want. You got autonomy. Even if you're a bank, say you're Standard Bank, whatever, you're a bank. We give you, this is your unit. This is all 12 of you. You work in here. If you want to go into forestry, farming, we don't care what you do. As long as you're passionate and you're going to yield results, and we'll measure you like a startup, you go and do that. Okay? And this is the budget. Boom. Autonomous, but you can use our infrastructure on all the other stuff. Watch what will happen.
That's a great idea.
Right? Because you know what the problem is, and why. So you're thinking, why A, would an entrepreneur agree to that? B, why would a corporate agree to that? Fact is, most corporates, and the reason why in the last 10 years you've seen corporates disappearing, big corporates that have been there for hundreds of years, is because their founders are dead. Most corporates today are not run by the people who started that business. So the problem with that, though, is that if you don't have a company that's being run by the person who started it, or a founder, or an entrepreneur, all that happens is the growth becomes just general organic growth or acquisition. No one is coming up with new things. No one is saying, wow, we are in this industry, but that industry I think is right. Because everybody just want to do what they do better. But no one wants to go start something new. Entrepreneurs do that. So you bring them in so that you build up a pipeline of new. And then you'd argue, why don't they just use R&D for that? Because R&D in a company just builds better widgets. Whereas an entrepreneur is not interested about building better widgets. It's about saying, maybe we don't need widgets anymore. Do you see?
Innovative thinking from an entrepreneur.
100%. And why would an entrepreneur do it? Is because if they want to be a sustainable business, entrepreneurs want to start things. They don't necessarily want to run them. So if I could start something that I think is totally great with the support and infrastructure that I need, and then maybe that same bank or whatever organization buys it from me, that gives me now the ability to go start something else. That's, I think, is what the solution is.
Awesome.